beautiful day. I am going to go around the garden right now and look at and take a note of all the different things that I need to do to get ready for next season. So February is kind of the start of the spring season out here in Phoenix, Arizona. I have some things that I want to do with the garden. I like to try and do kind of like one project a year just to expand or revamp some things, especially when it's nice outside like it is. It's in the 70s right now. So I am going to take you around the garden and we are going to look at the work that I'm going to be putting in over the next month or so. Will I get everything done? Maybe. We're gonna try. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so this is everything. It's in a state of disarray because I've got a lot of things that I need to do to kind of get ready for my next planting season. Some projects that I have kind of somewhat started, and I have to switch up some things to make some space for the different plants that I want to plant here for spring. All right, so let's start with the bigger projects. Right here in this space, I want to build a yoga platform. So I can come out here and sit in peace and harmony and stretch, do some movement, meditate, be with nature, pray, look up at the clouds, read a book, whatever. I want to do that here. And my plan for that is going to be something that's removable so that I can pick it up when it's too hot or too cold and put it away and just put my trusty old bench back. So that's one big project. My second project is going to be another trellis. So for the last season or so, I've been using this setup, which is actually kind of like an upcycled wire. I don't even know what it's called because somebody threw it away in bulk trash and I picked it up and said, "Behold my new trellis," but it's not quite working out. Had to MacGyver some PVC pipe there to hold that up because it's just too top heavy. And last summer I had the same problem with my cucumbers. So one of my neighbors that moved out gave me these cattle panels that they use to make an enclosure for their goats. And so I'm going to cut them up and try and refasten them into some sort of trellis. So that's my second project. I've got two bigger projects. Ooh, my hands are dry. Okay, so just walking around. I think my other project, which is kind of a wish, but maybe I'll get it done, is to make planter stands for these big planters that I have. The fabric pots are, I think, 25 gallon, and then I have two of these blue ones, one there and one way back there. In the summertime I have kind of a cricket problem, so I want to get these off of the ground. So let's see, I have one, I have two, 3, 4, and 5. So I think that would be really nice to have planter stands for those so that crickets and bugs weren't underneath it. I am an completely organic gardener, so I don't spray, I don't use any pesticides or anything like that. So my best option is to try and prevent. Prevention is key. So we're going to try and prevent the crickets instead of trying to kill them all when they get here, because they come out quite a bunch of them. Let's see if I pull this. Nothing now, but in the summer, if I had the nerve to move that, there'd be hundreds of crickets coming out. Right, and I'm also going to need to consolidate all of these little pots I have here. Some of these worked good for my lettuces, some not so much, but in the summertime, I don't really use them. And I need to start heavily picking all these plants. With these greens, I need to prepare them for the freezer. Some greens there, greens there. So I'm gonna blanch them and put them in the freezer. What else? And then I just need to clean, Things have kind of gotten a little out of control over here in this corner. Not very inviting. So this little workbench, can't really do much work over here. My freezer sheets, whatever those are called, to prevent frost, are kind of just hanging around everywhere. What else? I need to rebury this water line. I when I was installing this, wanted to make it long enough to fit, get to this area, but why I stopped there, I'll never know. Why didn't I just go all the way there? Who knows? But I'm gonna say I ran out of hose, just to not be so weird about it. But anyways, that should be under the gravel, and my kids at some point decided they wanted to dig that up. And then I had these up for my what are these things called? Row covers. I like to use row covers in the winter time, so I had those up to kind of prop up the row covers. But then in the summertime, this same setup I use for shade. So this short PVC pipe gets replaced by a long one, and then I throw up some shade. Come springtime, it'll perk back up for sure. Oh, definitely need to add more dirt in here. Some compost for sure. Oh my gosh, it's like, how is this plant alive? I started getting my pots together, getting them clean, because I'll be repotting my seedlings. I need to, I already rinsed them. I need to spray them down with alcohol, make sure there's no little unwanted guests there. Funny. Okay. This bad boy definitely needs to be repotted. It's like way past due. It's gorgeous though. The sun is just hitting it just right. Like bam. And get it all in there. Like bam. Do y'all ever just come out to your garden and just like marvel at how beautiful it is? Like, this garden needs some TLC, but still, I love it. and I'm so grateful for all that it's provided me and my family. Okay, I picked the rest of the lemons off of the lemon tree, so I'll also need to, all of them, yeah. So I'll also need to process these. I'm gonna wash them up and peel them and dehydrate the peels and then save the juice. My cabbages, they're okay. I mean, they weren't as beautiful as they were last year, my Napa cabbage, but you know, I'm still gonna make some kimchi. Every year I've been expanding my garden to more plantable space. Last year I created these two bad boys here, these 4x4s. I haven't really decided if I'm gonna do any more expansion. I've thought about adding just a couple of little raised planting areas around the yard, because I have areas around the border of my backyard that I tried to do in-ground planting, however it didn't really work out so well. So that's a thought. But I might just do more fabric pots. Those have been pretty good. I mean, they're a pain in the butt to fill. They use up a lot more dirt than they look like they do, but everything that I've grown in them so far have worked out really, really well. So I think I'm gonna do that and make sure that they're nice and levitated so that the crickets don't find another breeding area. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me on this journey of building my garden. But I'm still learning, still growing everything, trying to hone this craft and, you know, learn as much as I can. I love seeing home gardeners. Earlier on in my gardening, I watched a lot of videos from home gardeners, just kind of sharing what works for them. So yeah, thank you so much for watching.